Sony's legacy with TVs is legendary. Even back in the CRT days, Sony had established itself as a premium but reliable brand. Not to say that every Sony product is great, but even in India, people buy Sony products because they consider that they're getting some peace of mind. That's a pretty important factor when you're putting down Rs 4,64,900 for a new TV such as the new KD65A1. The hefty price is justified by two big reasons. The first is that this is an OLED panel, which is still an expensive technology in 2017. That's why you'll only see OLED panels on flagship TVs, and also phones for that matter. The second reason for the price is that it's a 65-inch panel. This might not seem like much considering how affordable 55-inch TVs have become, but the 55 to 65-inch jump is pretty significant, not just from a technological standpoint, but also in terms of how difficult they are to manufacture. With that out of the way, what we have here today is Sony's 2017 flagship TV in India, the very best it has to offer this year. It's deceptively understated in its looks, especially when compared to the fancy stands and attachments that set Samsung's QLED range apart. However, once you switch the TV on, you see exactly what you're paying for. Design. The Sony KD65A1 is big, and impressive to look at. On the front, it has a thin frame and just a minimalist white indicator light at the bottom center. There isn't even any over-the-top branding. Looking at it sideways, the panel is extremely thin at just 88mm. Sony has made a pretty bold decision in going with a photo frame-like desk stand, which naturally tilts the screen upwards at a 5-degree angle. It's an odd decision that doesn't suit all home viewing environments, because it requires a low surface. The stand has a purpose beyond keeping the TV upright. It also houses all the input and output ports. If you're mounting this TV on a wall, the stand remains attached and folded in. This keeps the ports accessible, albeit with a bit of difficulty. Like with any other TV, you should sort out your cabling before mounting it to a wall. Connectivity and remote. The Sony KD65A1 has 4 HDMI ports, all capable of handling 4K HDR input and 1 HDMI 3, that also supports ARC, audio return channel. There are also two USB ports, one being USB 2.0, and the other USB 3.0. You also get a single composite input jack, antenna terminal, headphone socket, and an optical audio output. Interestingly, there are no component inputs. Internet connectivity can be through the Ethernet port,